What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Fate Extella. So quickly, I just wanted to show off before today's episode that the title screen does change between each main story, as you know, but I wanted to show off here what it looks like in the Dawn arc under Altera's route. You can see how different it looks there, and it actually looks really cool to see the night sky like that and her servants. And it sort of looks very similar to how the cover of the Umbral Star, the Noble Phantasm edition looks, or the I think it's called the Mooncrux edition in Europe. So I figured as well we would show off, some of the screen transitions here, and I show up me equipping my skills here because I haven't really done that yet for Altera. So I'm going to be equipping mostly red skills, offensive ones for her. So they will increase the percentage of their effectiveness when chained to one another. And I don't care for many of the resist element ones right now. Like I said, if you wanted to equip resist poison or resist fire earlier on in her campaign, that would have been very good. Or resist electricity for those obnoxious enemies that that block electricity, that stun you like that and cause you to be incapacitated and capable of blocking or attacking. That would be pretty useful, but really I like the setup I have, so I'm going to be quiet for this cutscene and we will rejoin commentary in the next battle.
怯えながら私を見上げるとはな。こそこそと。お前に逃げ道はない。ここにいるか。目障りだな。いっそ飲み込んでしまおうか。腹の中に落とせば何を驚く。時折お前も目にしていたろ。これが私だ。破壊の大王、優勢の使者。お前はよく私のために働いたが、もはや用済みだ。であればちっぽけな人間であるお前の機嫌を取るまでもない。いや、今までの私の行動は演技。これが私だ。お前に見せた私はもういい。指輪への収納よりも効率は落ちるが、これでも戦闘用の魔力を。あなたの方こそ私を甘く星を滅ぼすために使わされた。そう、何もかも。そこでおとなしくしていなさい。あなたが今でも無意識に頼り。そうか、本体はそういう方針。私は万全のお前、かりそめの。他の者がそうであっても私は気に入ったが、お前、それが私にできる。ああ、緊急通知。私、優勢の星船は魔術師風情には侵されない。いい機会を狙ったものだ。私が未明、よもやセイバーと連携したか。軍師と
Alright, so the drama intensifies yet again. So it looks like Altera is starting to have to rebel against herself, which is really not what she anticipated, I'm sure. So we're going to have to just, I guess, stick close and do what she says in order to survive. So in the meantime, as far as continuing our conquest goes and sort of being complacent with what we have to do in order to make ends meet, we got to go take out Nero, as expected. So Nero is the one that stands in our way now. We dealt with Tamamo swiftly and quickly, although, like I said, this campaign does drag on much longer than the other two, just because of the added, a lot more story-relevant cutscenes, plus a lot more little side missions for recruiting your servants and things like that. So we're already on the 6th stage, and we're not even fully finished yet, so this is going to be a long one. We basically have one more stage to go, so that's technically how long Altera's stage is. So in this map, we have Nero in her regalia just running around on the map like a rampant maniac, and it's really weird. So we do get to see that awesome transition when she comes into the map, first thing there. But she is super powerful. She has the red aura, so we won't really be able to do anything with her. She's going to wreck our face in a matter of seconds if we're not careful. So the goal for this map is actually to complete the regime matrix in a specific time limit and avoid Nero while we do it. So unfortunately we have to lure her to our servants sort of as bait, which is actually not all that difficult. There are certain sectors that I think we can lure her to where we can lure her over here, like to where the sector is right here. I'm going to wait for her to do a Blitzkrieg, which is where she transitions between sectors, and then we'll be able to go back and capture the more high value ones. That's the main objective. All right. So after it says she's invaded, and it shows on the bottom there that Nero is engaged with an enemy aggressor, or ally aggressor rather, we can go back and capture the sector and get the 3 points towards the regime matrix. So this may seem difficult because you're essentially martyring some of your weaker sectors just to keep her busy, because you just cannot beat her right now. She's just simply too strong. So, but really it's pretty effective. This map should be over in a matter of minutes. This is not going to be a long episode, actually, just because we'll be able to get through this so quickly. But yeah, we should be able to transition into the next mission, which is technically the final one for Altera, but that one's going to be a long one, because not only do we have to go through a proper level just to get to the boss, but then we have all the story that wraps up finally at its conclusion. So, a lot of excitement there. So, Gawain is actually the stage boss for this one. I think we just have, Iskander on our side here. We may have Joan as well, but I don't think Gilgamesh is on this map. Gilgamesh is too busy sitting on the throne, so he's too busy sitting on the throne to do much of anything, which is interesting when you see his side story. The game basically has to pull this excuse of why he wants to actually fight for himself out of his ass, which makes the whole thing a little bit more disorienting when you think about it. Anyway, I was talking about the setup earlier before that story cutscene, when I said how talking about the setup and the different skills and equipment you can have. So the different code casts and passive skills, the ones that resist fire, or the code cast to resist fire, those can be useful to deflect stage sector traps. So if you can tell a particular map, and you can check this before you actually go into that map on the stage select screen, you can pick a code cast that will counter those sector traps. So that might be a good idea. That might be a good way to prevent just taking automatic damage and things like that. So I will try to mention that whenever it's relevant, although we've gone through most of the game and I haven't talked about it, unfortunately. But I did actually manage to use that a couple of times there, but I don't want to mislead anyone when I say that when you encounter one of those sector traps, you just better get ready to heal, because you're going to take automatic damage. It's sort of a beginner's trap almost, because they do encourage you to use those defensive abilities, but really not focus that much attention towards them. They're not all that necessary. So Ku looks like he's significantly weakened here from our previous fight with him in the previous video, or at least that's what we're going to, that's our excuse at least. He's taken an immense amount of damage already just from us using our Extella maneuver just once on him, so we're going to go ahead and take him out. We're gonna use that flame wheel there. This guy's spinning around with a hammer. Looks very similar to those guys with the giant battering rams in boss row we've been dealing with. Ku's still gonna put up a fight. Ku is the type of hero that fights to his last breath. He fights until he has absolutely no strength left and has torn his body to shreds. That's just the kind of guy he is, and we respect him for it. But unfortunately, we have to put him down like a dog. And get, like, air juggled across this whole sector, unfortunately. Right when we thought we had it, Nero shows up. This could be bad. I may have to use a command seal here or use my code cast to heal. So we're gonna get the hell out of there quickly. Let's go lure her to fight a Skander. That should keep her occupied for a while because a Skander is plenty tough. Now, most of the people I've talked to that have played this game do sort of mutually agree that your ally servants, no matter who you're playing as, are about damn nearly useless. And they can't really fight for themselves, even against other enemy aggressors, just generic aggressors. So obviously we're luring Nero over here just to buy us some time, but we've almost captured the regime matrix, so we should be able to finish this off. Now unfortunately, while Nero contested this sector, her aggressors have healed. These guys with the hammers, this is the first time they've appeared, is actually this late in the game, so we didn't get a chance to fight them in Nero or Tamamo's campaign. One thing I should also say is that, I don't know if I mentioned this during Tamamo's campaign and all, but you can notice a distinct difference between the look and style of the generic attack program units when you are, depending on who you're fighting against. And you'll notice this even when you're playing as Nero, that the enemy ones you're facing are sort of purple and blue, and Nero's are sort of gold with a little bit of blue and green tint to them as well. So we can see that as we're fighting against Nero's forces now, that gold color that sort of differentiates them. But again, the enemy variety in this game is actually pretty small. Some people were complaining about it a little bit. I just feel like the look of the enemies is very repetitive. Like, yeah, we do have... I wish that there was some more unique differences, like maybe some additional likeness to the servants that these generic attack program units are serving under, and I get it that this was the most ripe opportunity to have a Musou style game in the Fate continuity is in the extra series where you have generic enemy units. That concept has already been established with the attack programs and various other enemy programs that you find in Fate Extra. This concept makes perfect sense. It's just their appearance just seems to be a little lackluster, and although we do have different ones that have different abilities. There are different classes. We have ones with swords, ones with axes, ones with bows, ones with lances, and they do attack and behave very differently. But again, just the sheer quantity of them that they fight compared to how aggressive they are is pretty lackluster as well. The ones with the swords and axes, they barely ever hit you. Although the ones with spears can actually be pretty dangerous, the lancer types. They can be pretty dangerous, and so can the archers, but really I feel like the greater challenge comes from the aggressors and from the little aerial bat things that shoot at you. Alright, so we've swiftly made it to where Gawain is going to appear. So let's go ahead and take him on. So this is the same stage that Gawain drew power from the sun earlier when we were fighting on Tamamo's campaign. And wouldn't you have it, we just picked up the final piece of our Noble Phantasm, so this was a highly optimized map. I just happened to capture that sector that was right next to where Gawain would spawn, and we were already in the sector when he spawned, and it just happened to be also be the same sector where we needed the last piece of our Noble Phantasm. So I really did optimize this map perfectly, pretty much. So again, Gawain is one of the Knights of the Round, so he is heavily associated with King Arthur, or Artoria in Fate's continuity, so he's extremely powerful, and according to his legend, he actually is hailed as one of the most strong in terms of brute force of the Knights of the Round, although he is portrayed as a bit of an arrogant asshole in the majority of the Arthurian legend fiction we get. For instance, in the show Merlin, he's depicted as a complete idiot. But yeah, Gawain is nothing to sneeze at in terms of Fate's continuity, because he's regarded by Nasu, or maybe it was an unofficial list. There's like Nasu's official list, and there's an unofficial list of like the servant tier list, and Gawain is definitely one of the strongest saber classes. This was before Grand Order was a thing, though, keep that in mind. It might have changed since then, because Grand Order is a thing. So what do we do against strong saber classes? We just nuke them from orbit, because that's what Altera is good at.
政権を託されながら野に倒れるとは。
セラフ、ローマ領域の制圧を完了だが、セイバーの適正プログラム群は。なるほど、つまり電撃作戦か。お前は戦い慣れているのだな。自陣とガウェインをおとりとして世界を救おうというのだ。だが
なんだ、2機同時に呼び出すとは珍しいこと。しかし蹂躙しようにもこれではな。
そのようなものだ。私は私の窮地を認めよう。故に我が領土未明領域へと足を踏み入れ。
そりゃまあ
あなたはどうされるのです、アルテラ。
私は我が本陣へ転移する。一刻も。
わかりました。
杖払いは任せよ。よ、残り1割は悪いがそっちでなんと。
王に指示とは大した将軍だ。
さて、ならば旗の聖女よ。永劫の牢獄に囚われし哀れな子。
はい。